things. For those of us who are in Reach Ministries, let's meet together about 1:15 or so, okay, in the fellowship hall. Let's see here. Another big event next Sabbath, to close the Sabbath at 6 p.m., 6 to 9, there is a year-end fellowship at Tidewater Adventist Academy. This year-end fellowship is both the churches that Pastor Ellie has, and that's our church, Virginia Beach, and then Tidewater Church. So it's a real opportunity for both the congregations to get together and fellowship to close the year together, and really neat to be able to close this particular Sabbath together. So that is next Sabbath, December 13th, 6 to 9 p.m. at Tidewater Adventist Academy. And I believe, if you don't know where that is, you can go to our own church's website, and you might be able to pick up some instruction there. And if you can't do that, blame everything on Vance. Just kidding. All right, we also have, please look down the rest of your announcements there and make note in your personal calendars so as to not miss anything. And if I could, would please, Mrs. Joanne Gentry, come up for a very important announcement.
Good morning. Happy Sabbath. Good morning. Happy Sabbath. So this is my last full announcement, I think, for next Sabbath. But as you see in your bulletin, next Sabbath at 1:30, we're going to be doing our food drive to our local neighborhoods. So I have a couple of little props here. What does this? It's supposed to work here. It's homemade. It's a door knocker. What does that? And this? And this have in common. And that will be next Sabbath at 1:30. Bring your tennis shoes, comfortable walking clothes. We're going to be passing out glow tracks. This particular one is on Steps to Health. And we're also going to be passing out flyers to our Christmas programs the following weekend here at church to our neighbors. And we're going to be collecting canned goods for those in need. So we'll be doing the food drive. So please, at 1:30 next week, join us after potluck, and we'll go out to the local neighborhood. Next Sabbath, 1:30. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, a special note to the youth in our congregation. That is a perfect opportunity to make sure the rubber meets the road, practicing what we're preaching. If we're anything like, if we're striving for Jesus' personality or what he did, then serving others on the Sabbath, it'd be a great opportunity for us to get together and do this. So I'm looking forward to it. And I will put my running shoes on, although I don't run in them ever. I'm going to walk through them. All right. Now, through the announcements, we're now moving into our
Vance has an announcement.
Vance, you have an announcement. Are you mad because I blamed you for the... Okay, come on up.
Just a quick reminder, here in the Island Orchestra, we have our first rehearsal this afternoon at 1:30 in the fellowship hall. It's different from the one that's going on here. If you aren't in the orchestra and you'd like to be in it, please come see me. Thank you very much.
For those of us who've ever played the Unclung, he has not invited me to be part of the orchestra because I was C in the Unclung. So I'm not feeling bad about that at all, I guess. All right, Joshua, come on up. We're now entering into the divine portion of our worship.
Church, please turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. No temptation has seized you except what is common to man. God is faithful, who will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can stand up under it.
praise your name, O God, for bringing us together in your house of worship. May thou open our hearts and minds and be receptive to your message today. Amen. Please be seated.
All right. So the congregation is aware this month as we collect, as the children collect offering, it is going to the poor as part of the church's ministry. For the month of December, anything they collect will go to the poor.
Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Sabbath. When you guys come up here, why don't you guys sit up on the stage so everyone can see your
Danielle.
smiling face.
Danielle. You want to go sit there and you can get pictures of the kids first. Or you can sit near it. Some of the kids with one of these kids.
Well, good morning and happy Sabbath, boys and girls. Well, today's story is about a young little girl, and she was about 9 or 10 years old. And just for the story's sake, her name was Aubrey. Not this Aubrey, just a different Aubrey. Her name was Aubrey. Well, Aubrey's family just moved to the big city, and it was a Sunday morning, and Aubrey's mom had a job where she had to work all night, and she got back early in the morning. And Aubrey's dad had to work all Sunday too. Now Aubrey, she had this pet fish, and she loved this pet fish. And she said, Mommy, we need to get some fish food or the fish is not gonna live. And Aubrey's mom said, just wait, okay? Let me sleep a little bit and we're gonna go out. Alright? But Aubrey said, but Mom, I can get it on my own. I am 10 years old. I can go get it all by myself. And Aubrey's mom was like, we are just moved to this area. Why don't you just wait and then we'll go and we'll walk to the store because it's right by the house. Well, Aubrey's mom fell asleep. And Aubrey saw her fish, and all she could think was, she's gonna die. I need to get her food. I need to get her food. Well, Mommy said it was close. We're gonna walk, so I'll just quiet because I don't want to disturb Mommy's sleep. So I'm going to go to the store myself. I'll be quiet, and I'll be back very quick because, she thought it's like, Mommy wouldn't want the fish to die, so I should go. She doesn't want me to wake her up, so I'll just go on my own. And it's very close. So Aubrey, trying to be as helpful as she could, went quietly out of the house, walked down to the fish store, referred to the pet shop, got some fish food, and as she walked out of the store, she was so proud of herself. She said, I knew I could do this on my own. I'm 10 years old. I knew I could do this on my own. And she's like, I'm going to walk around just a little bit more because we're new to the area. I want to see what's in this area. So she started walking around and just not really paying attention where she was going. Just looking left and right. It's like, oh, look, back when I get back home to Mommy, I'm going to tell Mom we should go to that store. That looks really interesting. Well, so that Aubrey wouldn't get in trouble, she's like, well, I should go home now. So she turned around and started to go home. Now, Aubrey wasn't the best with directions. She wasn't really sure where, she thought she was where she was going, but she said, you know what, I can get home on my own. So she started walking home. But the thing is, when Aubrey should have made a right, she would go left. And when she should go straight, she turned around instead. And suddenly, Aubrey didn't know where she was. And she started to do it. You know, if you guys have little brothers and sisters, not you, of course, but she would go, she started doing the sniffles, like, I'm going to find it. It's okay. I'm going to find it. It's okay. I'm going to find it. So she kept going. And suddenly, the sniffles started to turn into little tears. She tried to hold it back. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. But luckily for Aubrey, an officer saw her. And it was kind of strange because Aubrey was all by herself. So the officer bent over and was like, little girl, are you okay? And Aubrey said, I'm okay. I'm just going home. I know where I'm going. And the officer knew better. Said, are you sure you know where you're going? Yes. And she just lost it. I can't find my mommy. I just want to go home. I don't know where home is. And the officer, it's okay. Why don't you drive around in the cop car with my partner, and we'll try to see, and you tell us when you think you're home, you see it. So Aubrey said, okay. So Aubrey got into the cop car, got with the partner, nice warm car, they started driving around. And Aubrey, every once in a while, said, I know where I am. And the officer, you do? It's like, yeah. I was like, I live right there. And she looks like, oh no, that's not it. And that would happen once in a while. And pretty soon, the officers were getting kind of scared. Like, well, why don't we just take you to the police station? And then when your mommy will call, and we'll take you back. She said, well, okay. But then Aubrey saw something that she noticed. Because even though they were new in town, she saw the church that they attended. And she got so excited. And the officers were like, well, what's wrong? Like, I know where I am. That's the church we go to on Saturdays. I know how to get home from here. So the officer's like, are you sure? Like, yes, I'm sure. So Aubrey showed the way to get home. And when the officers pulled up, Mommy was scared, and she was on the front step, and she saw Aubrey, and Aubrey ran to Mommy and said, I'm home. You see, there's a couple lessons that we can learn from Aubrey. The first lesson that I think that we should learn is that we need to listen to our mommy and daddies. Because Mommy and Daddy doesn't give us rules so that we can break them or just to be mean. But because Mommy and Daddy know just a little bit more, and they just want to keep you safe. So when they give us rules that tell us not to do something like touch something hot, or go outside, or to do or stay off, or don't play with us, they're really trying to keep you safe. Here's the second rule, and second thing we can learn from the story, and I think this could be used for anyone. I think this is the more important part of the story. When Aubrey saw the church, is that where she's trying to go? Was she trying to go to the church? No, but what did the church do? What did it allow her to do? It reminded her how to get where? Home, right? See, that's so important. That's the reason why we go to church. Because the church can show us how to get home. And the church can be made up, it's just not just four walls and a roof, but it's made up of your mommy and your daddy and your uncles and everyone in the congregation. Always remember that the church is there to lovingly show us how to get home, to be with our Heavenly Father. All right, why don't you guys bow our heads or pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this wonderful Sabbath day. Thank you that Christmas is coming up soon, and that it's a reminder that how you sent your Son to us. Lord, please remind us that the church is here to lovingly show us how to get home to you. Let me ask your name. Amen.
Amen.
Keep it right here. Yeah.
Malachi 3:10 says, bring ye all the tithes to the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now your riches, says the Lord of hosts. If I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Is that not a wonderful promise from the God, from God? He will pour out His blessings. We don't want to miss out on that blessing. Our offering is for church budget, the deacons and deaconesses. Please give generously and let us prove God for His promised blessing. The deacons and deaconesses are ready now to receive our tithes and offering.